Hi, my name is Chetan. Let me say at the outset that I support the politics of Aam Aadmi Party, but I'm not a registered member. I'm speaking in my individual capacity, and through this video, I'm going to ask you to vote for them in the upcoming elections. My plea doesn't originate from my anger towards any political party uh, which may or is ruling Delhi for past few months or past so many years, but it is the hope for a better tomorrow that Aam Aadmi Party is promising, which compels me to ask you to consider them for your precious vote. Now, as I hear the trustworthy news media, some Delhi voters are somehow disillusioned from AAP because they quit after 49 days into their government. The facts are in the public domain. AAP was in a minority government with unsolicited support from Congress. And this support, for the lack of a better analogy, was like a knife stuck into your side. You also saw during the 49 days that this knife was twisted a little bit each time when AAP tried to function in the government. Such a support would have only lasted a few more days had AAP not quit. Personally, I mean, speaking for myself, it was really painful to see the elected representatives, MLAs from BJP and Congress, throwing papers and uprooting mics in the Delhi Assembly. You may or may not support AAP in this election, but it is my request that please do not send such rowdy elements once again into the assembly. Then, some people are angry because the convener of AAP, Arvind Kejriwal, went, or as they say, ran away to Varanasi for the general elections to become prime minister. That is laughable. I mean, your anger may be justified, but the logic presented to you is not. It's not justified at all. The reasoning offered to you from people criticizing and opposing AAP, it's overly simplistic, banal, or dare I say stupid. But I firmly believe that Indian electorate cannot be taken for right so easily. uh, yes, are for general elections, but with the aim to send people from civil society to the parliament. It was an effort to stifle the hegemony of, family and clan politics, to stand against politicians with criminal background. It was an effort in which AAP failed to deliver to the expectations of many, and yet succeeded in sending four representatives in its very first attempt. Perhaps I myself criticize AAP for the scale of its ambitions, but I don't doubt their intention. The idea of AAP as it started was to challenge the status quo parties of India, namely Congress, BJP, Left, and many others. And the challenge is not merely electoral. Anybody can win elections. The challenge instead is to redefine the entire paradigm of the politics, and the most important aspect of which is the transparency in political funding and clean candidates. I cannot say anything that has not been said about the funding of the traditional political parties or politicians with serious criminal charges, so I won't even go there. But on the other hand, AAP has succeeded to a large extent in sticking to these two principles. One may want to, I mean, you may want to nitpick here and there and find out details from internet, some conspiracy theories and etc. But that is as much as one can do. AAP is much ahead in, of all their political rivals when we consider these two criterias, and which are in fact one of the two of the most important criterias by which we should judge political parties. AAP can proudly claim that every single rupee they receive in donation can be traced back to the donor. They've set examples by withdrawing candidates from the field at the very last moment, before filing the nominations. This happened even this time around. Two candidates withdrew their nominations. No other party in India does that. Yes, you may be disillusioned with Arvind Kejriwal, the person, but does he matter more than the platform of AAP? No. And he'll say the same to you. Arvind Kejriwal is a man like you, me, or Narendra Modi ji. All of us, including Arvind, will be replaced by someone else in the coming years, tomorrow, and we'll all, fade in time. What will stay is the political system that Arvind Kejriwal is trying to establish. A system where your elected representative is answerable to you first. My dear friend in Delhi, in a few days from now, you'll have to make a very difficult choice. I can't influence your vote, but I can only ask you to make an informed choice. Read newspapers, watch television news, search internet, and go out on the streets. Gauge the mood of your fellow city dwellers. Know the agenda of the parties you vote for, so that you can question them at a later date. Aam Aadmi Party has a website, delhidialogue.in, which covers in great detail, their agenda. Go and check their website. And before I go, there's just one last thing that I'd like to say. Whichever party you support, just go out there and vote. Jai Hind. 5 साल केजरीवाल